Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and all participants of the International Interdisciplinary Conference of Poultry Sciences with the theme Sustainable Poultry Development and Future Research, Integrating Science, Technology, and Policy for Global Food Security.
Welcome to Universitas Andalas, Padang, West Sumatra. It is an honor to have you all here at this international academic gathering hosted by the Faculty of Animal Science of Universitas Andalas. Before we begin, allow us to extend our warmest welcome to distinguished guests who have joined us today.
The Honorable, the Vice Rector for Planning, Research, Innovation, and Cooperation of Universitas Andalas, Professor Dr. Insinyur Henmaidi M.Eng, S.C. Also the Honorable, the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science Universitas Andalas, Professor Dr. Insinyur Mardiati Zain, M.Si. Also the Honorable, the Chairperson of the Organizing Committee, Dr. Insinyur Kusnadidi Subekti. We would also like to recognize the Honorable, our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Insinyur James Halliward from Faculty of Animal Science Universitas Andalas, Indonesia. The Honorable Professor Dr. Insinyur Firda Arlina M.Si. from the Faculty of Animal Science Universitas Andalas, Indonesia. The Honorable Dr. Temitope Alex Aloba from Technical Manager Dr. Ekel Animal Nutrition GmbH, Germany, and the Honorable distinguished guests, lecturers, researchers, and students from various institutions. Welcome to the International Interdisciplinary Conference of Poultry Science hosted by the Faculty of Animal Science Universitas Andalas. Please give a big applause for all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tari Pasambahan is a traditional welcome dance from West Sumatra, Indonesia. It shows the Minangkabau's values of respect, kindness, and harmony. Through gentle movement and warm expression, the dancers symbolize sincere hospitality and gratitude to honored guests. This dance reminds us that welcoming others with an open heart brings peace, friendship, and unity among people. So ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present Tari Pasambahan by Sanggar Ungu, Faculty of Animal Science, Universitas Andalas. Please enjoy the performance.
barabah, barabah lalu, barabah mandi. Seiring salam 100 sembah, sembah lalu salam kembali. Tak kalau ambo kamarambah, di ladang urang koto marapa, baringin patah tatipo. Tak kalau ambo kamanyambah, lah tasuruah joninya mama, di hadapan kita basamu. 10 jarinan kami susun, ampun jo maaf ka urang banyak. Aka kurang pandape balun, menggigia badan di bawah taga. Ramu-ramu tabang malayang, malayang kakoto tangan. Indah carano alang kapalang, lah tibo di tengah-tengah. Buruang sinura, buruang sinuri, menari-nari di ate pamatang. Siriagala pinang manari, mencaliak carano nan Allah datang. Siria sacabia minta dikunya, manihnya sampai kasabatang tubuh. Pinang sadidia minta digato, kaleknya tinggal di rangkuangan. Tarantak tali di bawah janjang, elok diambil pangabek sike. Kok dirantang nama panjang, elok dipunta naknya sike. Sekian sambah dari Ambo. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving to the next agenda. Let us begin this meaningful event with a prayer led by Mr. Ade Sukma, PhD. To Mr. Ade Sukma, PhD, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear audience, allow us to fully submission to the God as well as our own beliefs. At this moment, I will take the lead on the Muslim path. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إني أسألك بأن لك الحمد لا إله إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك له المنن بدء السماوات والأرض يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا حي يا قيوم. Almighty God, the most gracious and the most merciful, first and foremost, we express our deepest gratitude for your endless blessing and guidance, which allow us to gather here today in this international conference of poultry science in a good health, peace, and spirit of knowledge sharing. Ya Allah, we humbly ask to your blessing upon this conference. May this event run smoothly, successfully, and bring meaningful benefit to all participants. Grant wisdom, clarity of thought, and insightful discussion to all speaker, presenter, moderator, and attendees. May this seminar become a place where knowledge grows, ideas flourish, collaboration strengthen, and solutions emerge for the advancement of the science, education, technology, and humanity. Dear God, guide us to uphold honestly, respect and openness, and mutual understanding throughout this event. Strengthen the bonds of the friendship and cooperation among participants from different institutions, nations, and backgrounds. We also pray for the safety, health, and well-being of everyone present here. May all efforts, contribution, and good intention be awarded abundantly. Finally, may this conference leave lasting positive impact for our institution, our communities, and future generations. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving to the next agenda, singing Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. All audiences are kindly requested to stand up. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda, opening remarks by the chairperson of the organizing committee for Dr. Insinyur Kusnadidi Subekti, The stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and warm greeting to all of us. Distinguished Vice Rector for Planning, Innovation and Cooperation of Universitas Andalas, representing the Rector of Universitas Andalas, Prof. Dr. Henmaidi MSc Eng, Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science, Universitas Andalas, Professor Dr. Insinyur Mardiati Zain, esteemed invited speaker, Prof. Dr. James Halliburtt, Dr. Alec Amitope Aloba, and Professor Dr. Firda Arlina, and to all presenter, participant, and distinguished guests from across the globe whom I deeply respect. First and foremost, let us extend our highest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, our mighty God, for His blessing and grace, enabling us to gather here today in good health to convene International Conference of Poultry Science. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is proudly held as an integral part of the Dies Natalis of Universitas Andalas, commemorating 70 years of dedication to education, research, and community service. This milestone reaffirms our unwavering commitment to fostering innovation and strengthening research collaboration both nationally and internationally. On this special occasion, allow me to express our profound appreciation to Indonesian Endowment Fund for Education, LPDP, under the Ministry of Finance through its equity program. Your generous funding has been instrumental in bringing this conference to fruition, and for that we are truly grateful. I am also pleased to report the remarkable enthusiasm shown by the academic community. This year, we are honored to welcome participants from 5 countries, comprising 43 oral presenters attending in person and 36 oral presenters joining us virtually. This level of engagement demonstrates the growing trust in our forum as a credible platform for exchanging ideas and advancing knowledge across borders. To all participants, this conference is more than a series of presentations. It is a space for dialogue, for challenging perspective, and for building partnership and transcends institutions and nations. I encourage you to engage actively, ask bold questions, and seize every opportunity to network with fellow scholars and practitioners. On behalf of the organizing committee, I wish you a fruitful, inspiring, and productive seminar. May the discussion over the next day generate fresh insight and actionable recommendations that contribute meaningfully to science and society. We recognize that despite our best effort, imperfection in the organization of this event may exist. For any inconvenience caused, we sincerely apologize. To close, I wish you all a successful conference. May it run smoothly and leave a lasting positive impression on each of us. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, next please welcome Professor Dr. Insinyur Mardiati Zain MSI, the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science, to deliver her welcome speech. For Professor Dr. Insinyur Mardiati Zain MSI, the place is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and very warm welcome to you all. The Honorable Rector of Universitas Andalas is represented by Vice Rector of Planning, Research, Innovation and Cooperation, Prof. Hen Maidi. The Honorable of Dean and Vice Dean of our faculty at Universitas Andalas, the Honorable Dean Faculty of Agriculture from Universitas Taman Siswa, the Honorable all Professor and Lecturer of Universitas Andalas, our respective keynote speaker, Dr. Aloba Alek Temitope from Germany, Dr. Faizan Rashid from Poultry Incorporation Asia Oceania Pakistan, Dr. Cute Emil Meron, Vice President MIPI BPSA Indonesia, Professor Dr. James Hilliot from Fakultas Animal Science Universitas Andalas, Professor Nguyen Thi Kim Dong from Department of Applied Biotechnology to Taedu University, Vietnam, Dr. Meng Kak Pham from National Animal Health and Production Research Institute from Phnom Cambodia, Professor Dr. Firda Alina from Faculty of Animal Science Universitas Andalas, our delegates and all participants. It is a proud honor to me to stand before such distinguished gathering of scientists, policymakers, and industries experts for this international seminar. The theme we have chosen, Sustainable Poultry Development and Future Research, Integrating Science, Technology, and Policy for Global Food Security. It is not just timely, it is critical for our shared future. As we look toward the year 2050, the global population is projected to reach nearly 10 billion. This reality places immense pressure on our food system. Poultry, as one of the most efficient and widely consumed source of animal protein, stand at the front of the solution to global hunger. However, we must face the hard truth. We cannot continue with business as usual. We are operating in an era of climate change, dwindling natural resources, and evolving disease threats. To achieve true food security, this seminar emphasizes the integration of three vital pillars. One, science. We must push the boundaries of genetic, nutrition, and animal welfare to ensure that poultry production is not only high-yielding, but also resilient and ethical. Two, technology. From AI-driven precision farming to advanced biotechnologies, we must embrace digital transformation to minimize waste and maximize efficiency. Three, policy. Science and technology cannot thrive in a vacuum. We need robust policy frameworks that support smallholder farmers, ensure biosecurity, and facilitate fair international trade. Over the next 2 days, This seminar aimed to be a melting pot of ideas. I encourage every participant to engage deeply, not just in sharing data, but in building partnership. The future research mentioned in our theme depend on the collaboration we work in this room today. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the organizing committee, our sponsor, and our esteemed speaker who have traveled from across the globe to share their expertise. To all participants, I hope this seminar provides you with fresh perspective and renewed energy to contribute to a world where no one goes hungry. I wish you a productive and inspiring seminar. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are honored to hear the welcome speech and official opening from Professor Henmaidi, Vice Rector for Planning, Research, Innovation and Cooperation of Universitas Andalas. To our Honorable Vice Rector, the time and space is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished speakers, respected researchers, academics, industry representative, honored guests, and dear participants. On behalf of Universitas Andalas, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you in the International Conference of Poultry Science 2026. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Almighty God for giving us the opportunity to gather in this important international forum. I'll also like to extend a warm welcome to all participants to joining us from different institutions and different countries. This conference, with the theme of Sustainable Poultry Development and Future Research, integrating science, technology, and policy for global food security, is highly relevant to the challenges we are facing today. Food security has been one of the major global concerns, and the poultry sectors play an important role in providing affordable, nutritious, and sustainable source of protein for the society. In facing future challenges, we cannot rely only on traditional approaches. We need stronger collaboration between universities, researchers, industry, and government. We must integrate scientific innovation, technological advancement, and effective policies to create more resilient and sustainable in poultry industry. Universitas Andalas is committed to supporting research, innovation, and international collaboration that contribute not only to academic development, but also to the welfare of the society and global sustainability. Therefore, we highly appreciate the organization of this conference as a platform for sharing knowledge, exchanging ideas, and building future partnership. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the Faculty of Animal Science, organizing committee, keynote speakers, presenters, sponsors, and all participants for their dedication and contribution to this conference. I hope this conference will run successfully, inspire meaningful discussion, and produce valuable ideas and collaboration for the future development of poultry, science, and global food security. By chanting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially open this seminar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Our Vice Rector, please stay on the stage. As we are about to proceed with the official opening ceremony of this international conference through the symbolic beating of tambua. We would also like to respectfully invite the Dean of Faculty of Animal Science, the Chairperson of the Organizing Committee, and our distinguished invited speakers, Dr. Temitobe Alex Aloba, Professor James Halliward, Professor Firda Arlina, dan Mr. Chutemil Marom, DVM, as Vice President MIPI WPSA Indonesia, to kindly join us on the stage for the ceremony. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now begin the ceremonial countdown together in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, with the symbolic beating of the tambua, the International Conference Poultry Science is now officially open. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay on the stage because we will have a photo session together. The first pose is formal pose. In 3, 2, and 1. The second pose is Universitas Andalas greetings. U for Unan Unggul. In 3, 2, and 1. The third one is Minangkabau greeting. In 3, 2, and 1. And the last one is free pose. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, thank you very much. Vice Rector, the Dean, the Chairperson, and all distinguished guests, please come to the front of the stage because we will have a photo session with all participants. And we invite all participants to stand up. All audiences, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned it before, we have 4 styles for our photo session. The first pose is formal pose. Please give your best smile to the camera. In 3, 2, and 1. The second pose is Universitas Andalas greeting. For Universitas Andalas, U, Unan Unggul. In 3, 2, and 1. The third one is Minangkabau greetings. In 3, 2, and 1. And the last one is freestyle or free pose in 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a big applause for all of us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at the next session of our program. It is our honor to hand over the session to our respected moderator, who will guide us through the conference proceeding and discussion session. At this time, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Yose Rizal to kindly take over the session. Please welcome to our moderator.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, we are going to have the presentation. Three presenters will show up at this time, at this moment. The first one was Profesor Dr. Insinyur James Heliward, MS Ibu Asian Eng Epek Eng. And the second one, Dr. Temitope Alex Aloba. And the third one, Professor Firda Arlina. It was supposed the Mr. Faizan Rashid from Pakistan, but unfortunately, he cannot join us today. Please come forward, the three speakers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before the presentation, I would like to introduce you the three speakers. The first one, Prof. James Heliward from our university, the Faculty of Animal Science. His field of expertise in social economic in animal sciences. And his PhD degrees he finished at the University of Malaya. And his experience in research within 5 years, the last 5 years, he has 12 publications that I don't want to mention all of them because it will take the time. And he has also has the experience in community services within these 5 years, 9 titles. And then he has so many publications, I think 39 publications that he produced within this 5 years, more than 5 years, I'm sorry. And then we know that he was the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science previously, before Dr. Adrizal and Prof. Mardiati as the Dean now. And then I would like also to introduce the second speakers. The second speakers, Temitope Alex Aloba. Do I spell your name or I pronounce your name correctly? Okay, thank you, Alex. Okay, he has experience in animal nutrition for 10 years. And then his work experience as a technical sales manager, Dr. Eckel Animal Nutrition GmbH, Niedersachsen, Germany. And graduate research assistant. Yeah, his experience at the Stuttgart University of Hohenheim, Stuttgart, Germany, in 2018 to 2021. And he has also the experience as livestock officer, Ministry of Agriculture, Ondo State, Nigeria. It was in 2010 to 2017. And he got his PhD degree in agricultural science, University of Hohenheim, Stuttgart, Germany, in 2022. And he has also the experience in agriculture science in the tropics and subtropics, and also animal breeding and genetics, and BSc in animal production and health. His skills: animal nutrition expertise, sales support, leadership, collaboration, communication strategic, thinking, adaptability. And he has many publications also, almost 20, sorry, around 20 publications for the last. And the last presenter, Professor Dr. Firda Arlina. Yeah, he is she's finished her degree at the IPB University, Bogor, and he has the experience as the Secretary of Animal Production Study Program, as the head of the study program in animal production, and also the Secretary Department Technology Produksi, Technology of Animal Production, and the last vice dean, the second vice dean at the Faculty of Animal Science in 2020 to 2024. I think that's all that I can introduce to all of you. Now, please come forward for Mr. James.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Professor, as a moderator. I would like to share some information to all of us. Before I start the presentation, I will give the greeting to our colleague, Alex from Nigeria. He invited me to come to Nigeria maybe next time, yeah? Not to Germany, yeah? Okay. And then our colleagues from the other university in Indonesia, from Gajah Mada University, and maybe the other university also, Didi, from UGM, others, and also our colleagues from faculty in Universitas Andalas.
Okay, so each speakers will have 20 minutes.
Huh?
20 minutes
Oh,
for
20
each
minutes.
speakers.
20 minutes. We compromise. I compromise with Alex. Alex, because a long time.
We have
take
more.
time from Germany. Do more time. Yeah, I give you maybe an hour. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. The title is the cow with chicken supply chains for sustainable smallholder poultry development in West Sumatra. Native chicken is important smallholder poultry for food security, rural livelihoods, and local economy and agribusiness. Key roles of native chickens: source of local animal protein, source of income for farm household, and part of the rural economy system. But however, unlike commercial chicken, that is developed in an integrated industry system, native chicken is still small-scale production, unorganized system, and non-market oriented. As a result, the development of native chicken is relatively stagnant and difficult to compete in the modern agribusiness system. I'm so sorry, maybe I stand takut jatuh. Ya, Maria. So, fact in West Sumatra, native chicken productions more than 5.3 million birds per year. It has high economic potential. Root the problem is inefficient marketing system and weak bargaining position of the farmer. So improving the marketing system and strengthening the bargaining position of farmers are the key to advance native chicken and improving. So the key is marketing system and bargaining position of the rural communities in West Sumatra. Why KOB chicken development in West Sumatra? Native chicken is an integral part of community food culture. However, local production has not been able to meet increasing demand. Creating persistent, increasing population, and KOB chicken is the much potential solution. So the native chickens is different from KOB. KOB is to upgrade the native chicken to most potential solution. The existing condition native chicken in West Sumatra native chicken demand for native chicken continues increase. Local production still unable to meet, and supply gap consumption more than production. So this opportunity to produce more and more birds per year. Dr. Ruspira, this is your duty. Yeah. Smallholder property is an important source of income. Main challenge supply gap because consumption more than production. The consequences is depends on external supply. Yeah. And then unstable market availability, higher consumer prices, weekly supply continuity, and limited opportunity for smallholder. So because the existing condition and main challenge for the strategic opportunity of KOB chicken is how to improve native chicken. So improve native chicken breed, higher productivity, faster growth, lower mortality, suitable for smallholder farming system, high market acceptance and demand, which I try to keep the KOB chicken in my home. I have the KOB chicken, yeah, Prof. Sabrina, to upgrade the population of native chicken. Now, existing condition, conclusion, production, less than consumption. Strategic solution, increase population through KOB chicken development. This is the key. And then expected outcome, stronger supply, stable market, and sustainable smallholder poultry. This is the problem. Expected outcome, stronger supply, stable market, and sustainable smallholder poultry development. Strengthening the KOB chicken supply chain is essential to improve local production capacity and support sustainable smallholder poultry development in West Sumatra. This is the strengthening the KOB chicken to improve local production and support sustainable smallholder poultry development. This is the other information about native chicken condition in West Sumatra 2021-2025. You can see the native chicken consumption is consistently higher than production. The yellow and green, the blue color is consumption and the green color is production. So the consumption more than production from 2021 till 2025. Total production 26.545 ton and total consumption 30,332,000 birds. average gross, and average annual gap is 757,000 birds per year, for 5 years. Native chicken consumption constantly higher, and production consumption move in the same direction after the sharp decline in 2024, both rebounding in 2025. Key insight and implication: persistent gap. Consumption exceeds production every year, creating a structural supply gap. The production challenge, instability and decline in 2024 indicate that the need of improved productivity and strengthening the supply chain. Growth opportunity, increasing local production efficiency, strengthening local breeds, and improving market access can close the gap. KOB chicken distribution in West Sumatra, we can see from farmer to the final customer. Too much my student here, yang ambil mata kuliah pemasaran sama saya ya. This is from farmer, farmer, collector, wholesaler, retailer, and final consumer. The KOB chickens selling price 43,000, buy by collector 40,000, and sell 45,000, and then the margin 2,000, and from collector to wholesaler, and etc. till final consumer. So the price from farmer 43,000 to final customer 68,000. You can see the final flow. Payment from collector 43,000 per bird, to consumer to retailer 68,000 per bird. Information. Price are in Indonesian rupiah. Quantities represent average weekly volume. So this is a quietly gap the price between farmer and final consumer. Distribution margin, here we can make in short, collector, wholesaler, retailer, margin 2,000, 7,000, and 16,000. Total margin 25,000. Farmer share just 63.2%. We can see this is the margin. It's take too much by retailer than wholesaler or collector. This is just information for us. Option existing supply chain, option first, option 2, and option 3. If there is too much supply chain, the farmer share just 63.2,000. Option 2, short supply chain, make the farmer share 62.3,000. But direct supply chain, from farmer direct to consumer, the farmer share will be 100%. Key issues impact from KOB chicken supplies analysis. Key issues: high marketing margin at retail level, long supply chain with many intermediaries, low farmer share, price information asymmetry, depends on intermediaries for cash flow, and limited market access for farmers. This is the key issues of the native chicken, even the KOB chicken now in Indonesia. This is 6 key issues. Reply: high marketing margin, long supply chain, low farmer share, price information asymmetry, depends on intermediaries, and limited market access. That's why the impacts, because of this condition, this issue, make the impacts high cost for consumer. The consumer will pay more. And then inefficient supply chain. Inefficient supply chain made the margin is too low for the farmer. Low income for farmer, yeah. weak bargaining position of farmers because of the small scale, financial vulnerability, and limited market growth and competitiveness. The downstream supply chain of cowboy chicken in West Sumatra characterized by high marketing margin, low farmer share, information asymmetry, and strong dependence on intermediaries, which reduce farmer profitability and increase consumer price. Now, let's see the institutional dynamics and strengthening in the cowboy chicken supply chain. Institutional dynamics in the cowboy chicken supply chains, main role, actor, main roles, and key institutional challenge, cowboy farmers, farmer group or cooperative, traders or collectors, distributor or wholesalers, and retailer or market. Yeah. Main role, raise cowboy chicken, provide daily care, basic management, mobile organize members, and until provide policies, training, and assistance facility, program, and information. This is the main roles of each actors. So, key institutional challenge is the cowboy chicken farmers in individual, weak bargaining position, limited access, inconsistent quality. But if they are in cooperative or farmer group, weak organizational capacity, limited management, and limited access to finance and network. Collector, information asymmetry, price setting power, many intermediaries between farmers and final buyers. Wholesaler, high margin due to many layers, lack of coordination, and limited transparency in transaction. Retailers, who sell the cowboy chicken to consumer, competition with non-organized sellers. Quality standard not consistent. There is no standard of cowboy chicken now until today. And also the price. There is no constant price about the native chicken, even the cowboy in all Indonesian maybe. Institutional strengthening framework because of this situation. Actor, main role position. First, strengthen farmer organization and collective action. How? Establish and strengthen farmer groups cooperative. Improve governance, transparency, and accountability, and increase member participation and trust. First, the institutional strengthening framework because of a condition. Second, improve access to resource, finance, and service. Give the facilitate to quality inputs, capital, and technology. Connect farmer with financial institution and program, maybe bank, provide training and extension services. Strengthen market, linkage, and coordination. Build direct linkage between farmers, traders, and buyers. Develop fair contracts and partnerships. Improve information flows and price, demand, and quality. Fourth, strengthen institutional support and collaboration. Improve coordination among the government, private sector, and farmer institutions. Align policies, programs, and support services. 5, promote rule and standard and trust. So, impact of institutional strengthness on the cowboy chicken is first, stronger farmer institution, more efficient supply chain, more stable competitive market, higher farmers' share and income, and sustainable cowboy poultry business. This is the conclusion of this page. Toward a sustainable native chicken business, strategic action across the value chain, current condition, implication, and decide the condition. This is what we found, what this means, and our goal. Long fragmented supply chain, implication, low income, and weak bargaining. We need better farmer welfare. Yeah? Long and fragmented supply chain, that means low income and weak bargaining position. Our goal, better farmer welfare. Second, high marketing margins. That means business vulnerability. Our goal, resilient and efficient supply chain. We found low farmer share. This means unsustainable growth.
5 minutes left, Prof. James.
This may be 2 page. Our goal, sustainable poultry business. Strategic action for sustainable poultry business. Strengthen farmer organization, improve market information, develop short and more efficient supply, increase value addition product, strengthen partnership institutional, enhance production efficiency and biosecurity. Conclusion, the KUB chicken supply chain in West Sumatra is still characterized by long inefficient marketing structure involving many intermediaries. 2, the current supply chain in condition causes high marketing margins, low farmer share, weak bargaining power, and unstable market coordination. Although KUB chicken has strong potentials to support local food security, institutional weakness and inefficient distribution system limit business sustainability. Strengthening supply chain integration and sustainable KUB poultry development can be achieved. Recommendation. 1. Strengthen farmer institution, improve supply chain efficiency, enhance market information system, expand market access and partnership, and strengthen government and stakeholder support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. James, who has presented to us this morning. He was talking about native chickens, KUB, ayam kampung, unggul balitbang nak. He said that it is very important poultry for the development of animal agriculture in Indonesia. Unfortunately, even though the demand is high, but the problem is the supply chain. Yeah, there is a gap between the farmer and the retailer. And then the next speaker will be Dr. Alex. The time is yours.
I think we are still in the morning. Yeah, okay, so I can say Salamat Pagi. Okay, yeah, at least I learned that language when I came to Indonesia. I would like to stand on the existing protocol to appreciate the management of this great citadel of learning for all you are doing and for the hospitality and as well as to the organizing committee of this international poultry conference for deeming it fit of inviting me to be part of the speaker. I do not take it for granted. Today, I would like to take us through a journey on phytogenics, which has the potential of fundamentally changing how we think about sustainable poultry production. And as you have seen, my title is Sustainable Bioprocessing Incorporating Phytogenic Technology into Environmental Management System. Oh, I think, permit me, I didn't go with my So, in the next few minutes, I would like to segmentize this presentation into the sustainability challenge talking about the situation in Indonesia and the science behind phytogenics, as well as its incorporation into the system and the roadmap in terms of its implementation. When we look at this particular slide, what comes into mind behind the numbers that we are seeing is far more above the issue of, we are talking of broilers production in Indonesia that is around 3.2 billion. And behind these numbers that we are seeing are the prayer that lies underneath. Prayers from government regulation, prayers as a result of meeting demands from so many big multinational companies that requires maintenance of sustainability. And when we look at the landscape of poultry production in Indonesia alone, Indonesia ranked, I think, between 5th and 7th worldwide as the largest producer of poultry. And you can see what is happening in a country on a yearly basis that is producing over 3 billion broilers alone. We are talking of broilers now. We are not talking of layers. We are not talking of native chicken, just like Prof mentioned the other time. We are only talking of a segment which is broilers production. And looking at the input and the output of that system alone. And this comes with so many challenges in terms of managing the litter, managing the waste, and also in terms of prayer from government ministries of agriculture as regards to documentation required to reduce effluents as well as gaseous emission. Besides that, we know that there has been ban in the application of antibiotic growth promoter by Indonesian government, not only limited to Indonesia, is becoming global now. And as a result of that, this requires us looking inward for solutions that are highly sustainable. And that's what leads us to the next technology that we are talking about, which is phytogenics. So when we talk about phytogenics, we have so many words that we call phytogenics. And these are all semantics. Either we call it phytobiotics or we call them phytomolecules. In some cases, even for those that study botany or crop science, they call them PSM. That is plant secondary metabolites. And these are produced by plants themselves to defend themselves against pathogens, against infection, or against even feeding by animals. So when you have some plants that you see that they have a very bitter taste, that you cannot, when you touch them, they cause a kind of allergy, these are part of their functions of these phytogenics. And we talk about them as plant-derived bioactive compounds. We can classify them as either polyphenols, terpenoids, saponins, and alkaloids when we talk about this biochemically. And their key sources vary, so we talk about, we can find them among herbs, among spices, we talk about also some essential oils that contains this bioactive compound. And when we look at botanicals, that is plants generally, we have many of them from, if you look at all the list here, we can see ginger is something common here, and I think it's called, is it temulawak in Indonesia? I think something like Javan temulawak is a very special ginger that also has this high level of botanical compounds, and also sombiloto. Yeah, it's also one that has really been worked upon in Indonesia as a very important botanical that is being used in livestock generally. And when you talk about essential oils that we are very familiar with, you are talking about the likes of thymos, cavacol, eugenol. So these are phytogenic technology. They are complex in nature because they have a kind of a multi-target action, which is harder for pathogen to develop resistance against. And there have been so many research scientifically that has gone into this. And going forward, we look at the bioactive mechanism of these phytogenics in poultry. So this vary from their antimicrobial action to antioxidant action to anti-inflammatory effects, their digestive enzyme stimulation, gut microbiome modulation, and mucosa barrier enhancement. But I would like us to focus on the last theory, that is digestive enzyme stimulation. So the others are also very important, but why am I narrowing down to number 4, number 5, and number 6? Is because when we improve digestibility in poultry, we directly reduce nitrogen and phosphorus excretion. And as a result of that, if we multiply this effect across the billions of broilers that is produced, for example, per year in Indonesia, we would have seen the reduction in nitrogen leading to eutrophication of the environment. So by so doing, we can see that by stimulating digestive enzyme and enabling higher digestibility, we are saving tons of feed that is also being used on yearly or monthly basis, no matter what we want, the way we want to calculate it. And also when we look at the issue of gut microbiome modulation, so in their work, they are able to reduce bacteria that produce urea. So which means less urea conversion to ammonia in the litter. This also makes the environment very okay in the sense that reducing the harm caused by that. So this is the direct mechanism behind the ammonia reduction of phytogenics generally, because when you reduce ammonia, ammonia also contributes to the degradation of the environment in one way or the other. And their stronger gut barrier enhancement by upregulating tight junctions proteins prevent all forms of leaky gut that leads to wet litter on the farm. And as a result of this, there is less energy waste, less immune activation. Because when there is upregulation of anti-inflammatory cytokines in the system, this also brings about immune suppression, and which also comes with loss of energy and loss of profitability, generally, in the sense that we want to look at it. So going forward, we are talking about environmental management system and where phytogenic fits in these processes. And what do we mean by environmental management system? So this is a set of processes and practices that enable an organization to reduce its environmental impact and the increase is operating efficiency. So there are a list of core requirements, just like it is listed here, ISO 14001 2015. So it is like a global tool that is used by so many organizations, that their guidelines is that you have environmental policy commitments in terms of the planning and what you have to look into that guides this. But where it fits in, because we are talking about sustainability now and relating it to the environment, because of the significant environmental aspect, ammonia and greenhouse gases emission causes. So phytogenic additive that are able to modulate the gut microbiome, they reduce urea producing bacteria in the gut, thereby reducing the production of more ammonia that is generated in poultry houses. Also, when you look at the aspect of litter management, when you have wet litter, this is an indication of pathogen load in one way or the other, which also causes foot pad dermatitis, FPD, which is common in poultry houses. So, by improving the gut integrity, it reduces wet droppings and lower pathogen excretion, as well as reducing biosecurity risk. Going further, issue of feed efficiency, that is FCR, feed conversion ratio, monitoring. So it's very, very important, because with better FCR, that means you have less feed per kilogram output per the meat you are producing. And this also lower the amount of land that is cultivated when we want to scale it down into food production. It reduces the amount of feed that the animal is taking in. So, and as a result of that, carbon footprint per bed is also what? Is also reduced. And finally, we also look at issue of effluent and waste control, and as a result of nitrogen and phosphorus output that is coming from poultry. So, through enhancing digestibility, that is proper absorption of these nutrients at the small intestine, reduces fecal nitrogen and phosphorus by decreasing eutrophication risk, which is very, very common when there is more production of nitrogen and phosphorus, and which pollutes the environment. And there have been trials that have been conducted scientifically in terms of using phytogenics, and it has been established that up to 35% reduction in house ammonia concentration have been found. So I don't want to name some of these phytogenics, but they are blend in the sense that when we look at how they are able to reduce ammonia concentration in a 42-day broiler trial, you can see the control compared to phytogenic blends as well as essential oil mix, and how they are able to reduce nitrogen oxide, so nitrous oxide emission, lower fecal nitrogen output, and also litter moisture in the pen. Also, when we go forward with this, we can see also in terms of greenhouse gas emissions and carbon footprint reduction pathway. When we look at the pie chart, we will see that feed production in poultry accounts for 58% of greenhouse gas emission in poultry, compared to either enteric fermentation or manure management or energy use. So that is very, very significant in terms of the number. So if you want to reduce greenhouse gas emission that is coming from feed production alone, what we must ensure is making sure that we have a better conversion of the feed. So by calculating it, because each 0.1 improvement in FCR reduces feed consumption by around 5% per bird cycle. So when you look at it in a larger scale, you will see that the calculation is very key. Take, for instance, in a typical Indonesian broiler farm with around 100,000 birds per cycle. And in a year, they have like 6 cycles per year. So, and let us just use the FCR as 1.85. 1.85 FCR. So when we want to look at it in a year, they are consuming like 370 tons of feed. So per cycle, 370 tons of feed per cycle for this. So, but if you are able to reduce that, improve FCR from 1.85 to around 1.72 by my calculation, that is just conservative around 0.13 reduction, we will see that the feed will move from 377 tons to 344 tons per cycle that you'll be using to feed them. And this is saving around 26 tons. So 26 tons. When it comes to the production of that feed, that's 26 tons alone. You know the number of trucks that emit gases into the environment, even the land that is cultivated, and so many other sources of carbon footprint, and that is also what is highly reduced. And that is why feed efficiency is of great importance. The manure pathway also talks about better digestion, which brings about less volatile solid in manure and less methane from manure. And issue of antibiotic replacement is there already, as we know that because of the antimicrobial resistance and growth promoters, they have environmental persistent costs. You keep on spending, but phytogenics, they are biodegradable in a way, and they leave no antibiotic residues in the system of the animal. So finally on this, we look at litter quality, which we can relate with when we look at the environment, because the litter functions as the primary environmental interface in poultry system governing emission, hygiene, and nutrient cycle. When you go to the pen, poultry pen, I remember in my basics animal science then, they tell you what you have to first observe. You look at the floor, you look at the height of the what? Of the chicken. When you look at the litter and you look at it that the litter is wet, there is a problem already. So when you see that, okay, the feces on the litter, they are very wet, that is showing problem. But phytogenic feed additives, they improve litter outcomes via internal physiological and microbial modulation, just like I've explained in their benefits earlier. So in different publication that phytogenic was compared to a control, we can see how phytogenic was able to reduce moisture content by 27.6 to 35.4%. I mean, from 35.4 to 27.6, which is around 22%. When you look at ammonia volatilization, wet litter score, all these parameters, even total bacteria count, we can see how they are able to reduce this by different scientists that conducted research on these parameters. So when we look at it further in terms of the biosecurity impact, even from the quality of litter, issue of circular economy is coming out of it. Farmer can resell their compost because when it is very good, when it's okay, this also brings another additional source of revenue to the farmers because higher quality litter with lower moisture commands even a better source of income. And it is also easy to transport this kind of litter. And when you look at, because when the litter is wet, it's a source of bacterial infection like Salmonella, Campylobacter, even coccidiosis. So when it comes from this, and finally, the problem of foot pads dermatitis is a challenge when you look at the leg and the foot pad of chicken. They are affected because of wet litter also as well. And with phytogenics, this is able to be reduced greatly. And the performance, it is well written in most publication, how phytogenics helps to improve performance in terms of feed conversion ratio. We can see that even at a very lower dosage of around 100 grams per ton, we have seen improvement in feed conversion ratio and reducing also mortality. These are findings in different trials in the literature, improving average daily gain and reducing veterinary intervention cost. I will just like to give you a kind of a case study of some trials that we have conducted in the company that I work with, and also just to give you an example of phytogenic case study. This is in AGP replacement, whereby we have to look at it from as low as 200 grams per ton and 400 grams per ton, looking at fecal observation. And when you look at the fecal quality, so this is the feces of broilers that were fed with AGP. You can see how the feces look like. You can see from this feces, this is not okay. And when you look at this, you will see that this feces looks better. So compare it to the previous one. We can see how this feces looks like. So in terms of improvement in fecal score, and when you look at the weight on average of the broilers in different houses, you can see a kind of stability when you look at the green compared to the AGP. So the AGP, they vary from one house to the other. So heterogeneous, there is no homogeneity in the performance among the birds in this case when you look at it on average. And when you look at feed conversion rate as well, you can see a good improvement in comparison on this. And also, when you look at, this is another case study of litter quality in terms of using this particular phytogenic. And you can see how it goes in terms of improving live weight over 35 days of comparison. We can see how it finally improved weight gain compared to control. And when you look at the feed intake and also feed conversion rate reduction by 2.1%, and dryness of litter, which is one thing that's very, very important again. We can see that in the case of the phytogenic, we have more dry litter as compared to that of the percentage of dry litter is higher compared to that of the control in this case. So without taking longer time now, the practical roadmap of phytogenic in EMS integration, because what you don't measure, you cannot really talk much. You cannot manage what you don't measure. So the roadmap will be to measure a kind of a baseline of maybe liter moisture, feed conversion ratio, have a kind of a document. This is just like a roadmap, what is needed to be done, having a kind of environmental baseline assessment first, and following by phytogenic product selection. Select the product that match to challenge your profile. So if there are challenges on the farm, on how you want to overcome this, so I'm also requesting a kind of validated trial data for your species and region. And going further, you have to design a trial to establish this fact. And in designing that trial, the population size have to be taken into consideration, and as well as, having more replication. Because by so doing, you'll be able to get valid data that will be able to substantiate the proof of using phytogenics. And after having your results, you have to document it. The documentation process is also very, very important. So because by so doing, it can be a reference point for you to work with. And because when government officials come around to look around, when they have, you have a documented information, this will also be able to rate such system higher. And finally, you have to roll out, scale it up in terms of continuous improvement, sharing your data with auditors, buyers, and having a kind of annual review cycle. I think that will be all from my side for today. Thank you for your attention.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex have talked to us about incorporating phytogenic technology. Yeah. And we know that so many problems in poultry industry. For example, 18% produce the GHG or greenhouse gas, and 35% ammonia. So how to overcome this? And one of it is using the phytogenics. And next speaker will be Prof. Firda Arlina. The time is yours.
I think it's good to stand up from this. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable for our Dean, Mrs. Prof. Madiati Zen, to the head of the Committee of International, Special Honorable for Dr. Temilote Alex Aliva from German, and Professor James Hiliwar is my colleague from Andalas, from Faculty of Animal Science from Andalas University. Thank you for the moderator for time for me. I want to present a special chicken, native chicken from West Sumatra. The title I will present today, Kokok Balenge chicken, potential breeding strategies and preservation of genetic resources of native poultry of West Sumatra, Indonesia. The first, I want to introduce how the song, the nice song from Ayam Kokok Balenge. Please, operator, give me the sound of Kokok Balenge chicken from West Sumatra. No, this is from Bekisar. This is the sound from Bekisar. Bekisar have two syllable, only two syllable. But Kokok Balengge chicken is many syllable of song. Please, the name of the file is Sigege Angin. Okay, this is a next song from I am Kokok Balengge chicken from West Sumatra. Next. Okay. Indonesia is a mega biodiversity of country with a wealth of genetic resources, including local livestock genetics resources. From a genetic and livestock breeding perspective, local genetic resources play a strategic role as a reservoir of superior allele that are adaptive to specific environment conditions, resistant to disease, and high social economy value. The native chicken has special physical characteristics which difference of them. There are 31 of breed group of local chicken in Indonesia. Four of them is ornament chicken because they have a nice song. The first from Kokok Balengge chicken from Solo Regency, West Sumatra, and the second is Bekisar. We hear that Bekisar have to from the East Java and the Pelung chicken. From operator, can we hear the Pelung, the different Pelung song and Kokok Balengge chicken? Okay, Pelung chicken, because they are different from Kokok. No, this is the song from Kokok Balengge chicken. I mean the Pelung chicken. Pelung chicken long, the duration of crow is very long than the another song chicken. Okay, we can continue. Pelung chicken from West Java. And the last of song chicken from south of Sulawesi name is Gaga. If I want to process my PPT forward, we can hear all of them, all of songs of the chicken. Okay, we can see the map of the origin of Indonesia chicken because it's more important to Kokok Balengge chicken. The ancestor of domestic chicken found in various regions in the world are jungle fowl. There are 4 jungle fowls. The first is Gallus sonerati from India, then Gallus lafayette in Sri Lanka, in Gallus from Thailand, Burma, Sumatra, Cambodia, and Gallus varius from Java, East Nusa Tenggara, Bali, and so on. So the jungle fowl aphid is the first of India. So the Kokok Balengge chicken is different in Thailand chicken based on Fumihito, based on the return of Fumihito in 1996, based on the mitochondria and DNA, Kokok Balengge chicken is related to Thailand chicken. So we will to show the area, the endemic distribution area of Kokok Balengge chicken in the Tiga Lurah Regency. Its area is isolated. So there are 4 nagari in Minangkabau, di Tanjung Balik Sumiso, Rangkyang Lului, Batu Bajanjang, Garabak Data. This is the endemic area of Kokok Balengge chicken. We saw that the picture, the Tiga Lurah sub-regency is more valley, more mountain, maybe. Is very nice and to very nice location. I want to help to next. Okay, it's okay. Kokok Balengge chicken is germplasm started by Ministry of Agriculture number 919 at 2011. This is potential for protein source and economic value and cultural value. And Kokok Balengge chicken have nice song, multi-level crowing song called in Minangkabau Balengge. So there are maybe 24 crow or 24 lengge. Kokok Balengge chicken high potential of Kokok Balengge has high diversity of qualitative trait, diversity of genetic trait, diversity of song of type of song. And Kokok Balengge chicken instead of Solo Regency as fauna, mascot fauna in Solo Regency. If you want, we will go to Arosuka, we will meet the monument of Kokok Balengge chicken. And Kokok Balengge chicken is related with social budaya because every year the government or the community held the contest of ayam Kokok Balengge chicken. Next. The population of Kokok Balengge, something occur in Kokok Balengge because about the negative selection and then population decline, genetic decline, and endangered breed. In my research in 2015, status of the Kokok Balengge status is endangered breed. But now we will be very happy because the population of Kokok Balengge increase because there are many farmers, there are many communities, there are many lover Kokok Balengge chicken in West Sumatra, not only in situ area or ex situ area. This is the structural population based on many research in 2015, 2019, 2022, and 2024. Now, the status of Kokok Balengge chicken is not a risk, aman in Indonesia. So it's very, but still need the conservation about the genetic resources. Next. This is the population actual and population effective is very important to make the population increase stable. But we want to look for to show Kokok Balengge chicken population or actual population and effective population is different from another breed of chicken because the Kokok Balengge chicken farmer raise the chicken want to song, not to meat or another. So the ratio of male number of female and number of male and number of female is the same. The ratio is 1:1. Next. This is the potential too of Kokok Balengge chicken because based on weights, based on body weights, Kokok Balengge chicken divide to 3. Ayam gadang mean a big chicken, the mean of body weight more than 2 kilogram, and ayam ratiah is 1 to 2 kilogram, and ayam randah batu is more, less in 1 kilogram. Next. The cocoa blanket chicken is high variety. This is the variety of cocoa blanket chicken based on the plumage color. So the farmer gives the name of the chicken based on the natural. The first is taduang, dominant black color, and jala, biriang, kinantan, and kuria. So the name is now there are many from type of color like taduang. Taduang now we often meet taduang, so we must conserve all of the type of color, the type of color of cocoa blanket chicken for based on the plumage color. Next. Sound function of chicken. So Mr. Rusvida is my colleague in cocoa blanket chicken research. Based on their type, there are two types of sound of beer, song and call. The song time is used to declare territory and to attract female birds to mate, and call type is used for communication between birds as signal the presence of enemy. The singing traits of bird is cultural and heritage traits. And then voice can also be used as individual marker because each individual has specific voice characteristic. So the sound can be the individual marker to select the cocoa blanket chicken. Next. This is the characteristic of cocoa blanket chicken. So all of the researchers of all of the contests can make the characteristic of cocoa blanket chicken is the first number of crowing. Number of crowing, the calculation of the number of crowing is based on the number of crowing syllable minus 3 points. So, if I am native chicken, I am kampung, the sound is only 3 points, but the cocoa blanket chicken more, until 24 syllabi. So, if we can count the number of crowing, so the total of syllable minus 3 syllable. The second, number of crowing syllable. Number of crowing syllable, a crowing syllable sound that is grouped into a type group, there is clear fragmentation between syllable. Jumlah suku kata koko in Indonesia. At the third, crowing duration, this is the length of time in seconds, observed maybe 10 minutes crow. And therefore, crowing frequency. Crowing frequency is the more important for ayam cocoa blanket chicken because in the contest, the judge of the champion based on crowing frequency. The result of research on a KB crowing pattern using crowing sound were found analysis using sound for XP5. So in crowing sequence consists of 3 elements. Next. This is the study performance of cocoa blanket chicken in contest held in pairs. But before that, the contest held in from soil, dari tanah. Gitu. Jadi, so based on this research, this is the different, the activity, the cocoa blanket, the duration cocoa, and the number of cocoa different from pair on whichever. So about 31%, the activity of crow on pair and without pair. because the association, the farmer problem about many of group want to help the contest in fair and another help in not without fair. Next. This is the bioacquisition type of KBC. We can show the son operator Rantak Gumarang. I will to introduce the okay. 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 The first from Rantak Gumarang. Rantak Gumarang is the same step from three to the other. Sikeke angin we hear the first, and Ginyang. Ginyang is a nice song because like dangdut. Would you like to? Okay, this is the Ginyang. If we hear the song, it will make me happy because the like dangdut. Next. This is the frequency of cocoa pelagic chicken base. In the table, we see the Ginyang is the lowest frequency, and the Rantak Gumarang is highest frequency. In this is the research held in association of community cocoa pelagic chicken lover. Next. This is the standard deviation of performance of cocoa pelagic chicken. The CGG angin is the number crowing is high, and the gayuang luluah is low. And duration is the duration crowing long is gayuang luluah. Gayuang luluah have 3 crow, but duration cocoon is high. Next. This is the difference in the performance of the crowing sound of bekisar, pelung, and pelung chicken. This is we can hear the name the cocoa pelagic chicken until 24, and pelung only 3, but pelung have long duration of crow. Next. This is the genetic diversity of native and local chicken is very important because it's adaptive in the local environment, good digestibility of local feed, resistant to several diseases, and identification character is very important.
3 minutes left.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Next. This is the frequency of characteristic general characterization. In this table, we can see frequency gain is polymorphic. Its variability is high based on the type of characteristic genetic external. Next. And this cocoa pelagic chicken, cocoa pelagic native chicken in Indonesia have good integration from RER, from white leghorn, from barred plymouth. So native chicken only gain content only 45%. The purity gain of cocoa pelagic chicken only 55.60%. Next. Yeah, this is the gain yang still purity gain. This is white pattern, Colombian pattern, golden fleece, same color, and single comb same is purity gain. Next. Okay, this is diversity. We research about microsatellite, and we discover about the total of alert amplification about polymorphic more than 3 allele. Next. This is the heterozygositas in population. All microsatellite, then we use 7 microsatellite is so relatively high value. Heterozygous is very high. Next. Breeding strategy, this is the system kokok blanket chicken mating system, stud mating, pen mating, flock mating, and artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is need to conserve of kokok blanket chicken because sometimes the farmer make isolated from to rooster because they believe if rooster met the female, decline the son of kokok blanket chicken. So this is the selective negation, selection negative for kokok blanket chicken. Next. This is the breeding strategy, the kokok blanket chicken. The first selection for the parent. The parent from female is named, is called in kokok blanket Sako. Sako is the parents which have high genetic, but and then control mating and recording. So the farmer do the selection for the kokok blanket, so increase the total of crow, but not make recording. That next. Conservation and preservation of chicken is highly urgent and must be conducted both in natural, in situ, and out situ. So we hope the government held the contest because the contest one of to conserve and preservation of kokok blanket chicken. Next. Next. This is the development and conservation. The first, the kokok blanket chicken in ex situ, and the second, implementation of artificial insemination, and then breeding research center, collaboration about the researcher and the government, implementation of kokok blanket chicken, exhibition and contest. More contests maybe make increase the genetic of kokok blanket chicken. Then maybe conclusion. Next. This is the model conservation strategy for kokok blanket chicken, collaboration, modernization, long-term goal. Next. Conclusion, kokok blanket chicken is one of Indonesia valuable genetic resources, has high qualitative and sound performance and genetic diversity, germplasm rescue, modern breeding. Next research, maybe in modern breeding, is imperative implement generation selection based on pedigree, contest evaluation, research collaboration must be strict on gene, FOXP, Zen gene, and dopamine receptor, and etc. And therefore, breeding strategy, conservation effort, scientific research, and collaboration among academic, government, industry, and local community are needed, sangat needed. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, thank you, Prof. Firda. She explained to us about kokok blanket chicken, talking about the potential breeding strategies and preservation of genetic resources. Yeah. Now we come into the discussion. Probably I will divide into 2 terms. The terms one for 3 questionnaires. The 3, yeah. The first one, Prof. Maria. From the middle, anybody? Who else? Yeah. From my right hand, anybody? Please address your questions about this. So there are three things about socio-economic and how the KUB will be developed in the future, and the problems you can ask to Prof. James, and how to use the phytogenic in poultry production. Dr. Alex talked about this. Anybody? Okay. Mention your name, please. Mention your name. Yeah, Christine. Okay, Christine. Maria, Christine. And the third one? Who else? Okay, if nobody, please address your question, Prof. Maria. Please mention to whom you will address your question.
Thank you very much, Professor Rizal. I have three questions for each presenters.
Okay.
So the first question, I deliver my question for Prof. James Halliward, that he mentioned in conclusion of his speech, that is the one factor that affected for the KUB chicken development is what we say in English, rantai pasok, supply chains. Yes, supply chains. So my question is, what kind of the wisdom of supply chain should be done for developing of KUB chicken? So my second question for Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex, it's very interesting for your presentation, especially for the action of the probiotic for the gut health. So my question, I always ask to discuss with my student, how the bioactive compound action would decrease the pathogen bacteria in the gut, especially in poultry gut, and how it's modulated the advantage bacteria, so the gut will be healthy and affected the performance of chicken. So my third question, I asked to Prof. Firda Arlina. It's very interesting for hear the sing of the Kukuk Balenge. So is it as a standard of the song that categorize this song is good, not good? So people know that the Kukuk Balenge good song with the characterized in the special characterized. And when the chicken not produce the good song again, what is people do for the chicken? Thank you very much.
Okay. From Kristen.
Animal Science, Universitas Gadjah Mada. My question go to Dr. Aloba because I think we do the same research. I work with phytogenic, so I want to ask about almost all research always report about the optimal dose. It always in the lower dose. Can you explain to me how the mechanism with and the correlation with the gut health, and also how the bioactive compound can increase the gut health and finally can improve the growth performance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, for the first question from Prof. Maria to Prof. James, yeah, asking about what kind of wisdom of supply chain that we need to develop.
Thank you for the questions, Prof. Maria. The supply chains is very variety in this region, in all Indonesia, or maybe around the world, especially in West Sumatra. The supply chains are maybe short and maybe long, something like that. But we, as a customer, need a short supply chain, direct from farmer to consumer, that make the 100% farmer sale. But if we make the long supply chains, farmer sale will be small. Okay, and how come? This all depend on the regulation. The regulator are government, so the government made the regulation for the price, like the broiler. The price of broiler is quite different with the native chicken. Native chicken are very variety, but broiler maybe we can say are same in all Indonesian region about the price. But native chicken, no. It depends on the region. And also, the population of native chickens influence the supply chain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Maria. It fulfill your. Okay, next, Dr. Alex.
Yeah, thank you very much for the insightful questions. And I want to see a kind of a correlation between the first question and the second question, which relates to God's health. And if I understand the first question clearly, is talking about, you're asking about how, which is behind the mode of action. And just like I mentioned earlier, phytogenics, they are plant-derived bioactive compounds. And when you look at the way saponin works in the gut, is different from the way polyphenol works in the gut, and is different from the way essential oil works in the gut. But there is an intersection between the workings of these different phytomolecules. And when it comes to phytogenics, we leverage on the combination of different sources, because depending on the particular phytogenics, some can work quite well in lipidophilic environment that is full of fat within the body. So, and some, they will only exert their benefit in hydrophilic environment, that is water. What I mean in that sense now is, if you look at the body system, the blood is water environment. If you go to the cell level in the liver, for instance, is a fatty environment, full. So if some phytogenics gets to water environment, their ability to release their phytogenic properties is hinged on their solubility in the environment they find themselves. So if they are highly soluble in water-based environments, they will release their phyto biotics properties there. But if that set of phytogenics gets to a lipid-based environment, they may not be soluble there. They will not work. So when it now comes to the way they work in reducing pathogen infection, it comes to modulating the environment inside the gut. The certain bacteria, they have their pH range. When you are talking of Staphylococcus, Clostridium, Escherichia coli, and the likes, they have their pH medium whereby they grow. And what phytogenics do, in one way or the other, is to modulate that environment in a way that reduces that pH. For some of them, they have a kind of ionophore-like mode of action. When that environment is changed, this reduces the population of pathogenic bacteria. Mostly when you look at the gram-positive bacteria, which Clostridium, for instance, fall under that category, Streptococcus. So you will find them, they will not be able to survive in that environment and they will die. And besides that, for the gram-negative, they are able to penetrate through the cell wall. So by penetrating through the cell wall, through quorum sensing. So through quorum sensing, they penetrate, and this leads to signal jamming in bacteria, and they are unable to replicate. So this is their mode of action in reducing bacteria infection generally. So I don't know if I was able to answer your question, or is there any other thing I'm not getting clear there?
Thank you. How about the dose?
Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to the dose is relative. What I mean by relative now is it depends on the phytogenic you are talking of, and it depends on the mode of production of the phytogenics. Because when you have phytogenics, you can have extract of phytogenics that you extract maybe through methanol or ethanol. So take, for instance, if you are talking of pepper, red pepper. So if we talk of red pepper, for example, allicin is the main phytomolecule in pepper. So pepper as it is, if you take pepper, you eat it, you will feel how spicy it is. But if you dry that pepper and you extract allicin out of it, if you touch allicin with your finger hand, allicin can burn your what? So if you are giving pepper itself is also what? A phytogenic. It is used. It has high antioxidant property. If you give pepper at 500 grams per ton to feed poultry, it's okay, you will see results. But if you want to give allicin, you are not going to give it at what? At 500 grams per ton. You will have to reduce it, because even at a very low dose, it will still exert its what? Its property, because it is pure. It is purer in terms of its bioactive properties compared to pepper. It was extracted out of pepper. So I think, are you clear with that comparison in terms of how the dosage go like in that direction? Is it clear?
Okay.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you so much.
Will they answer the question of both of you, Prof. Maria and also Christine? Okay. The next will be Firda.
Thank you, Prof. Maria. That nice question, the good question for Congo Blanket Chicken. The standard of song categories. I think the government or the Solo Regency had a standard for contest. There are 3 classes in contest. The first name is Landi. Landi in Minang language. The Kokok Blanket Chicken have more 3 until 5 crow. The first class. And the second class, the Boko, name is Boko. The chicken have more bigger than 5 to 7 crow. And the third is Istimewa, what's the name? Istimewa? Special class. Special class is very interesting because the evaluated is very comprehensive. But the Landi in Boko just only evaluated from the total of frequency, crow frequency in maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Only frequency, a total of frequency, crow frequency. But the special class is very comprehensive about the morphology, about the color, about the concept, about the song about the melody, rhythm, and the nice song is evaluated from the class. This is very difficult because I think it's our here not make a technology. So we think about the technology to evaluate it as song of Kokok Blanket is very important for them. Because so many contests not held the special class because it's very difficult to evaluate them. Now, what the people do is about the Kokok Blanket Chicken not have nice song. Maybe usually the farmer cut and sell. The chicken not have song, but some of farmer don't want to eat the chicken because they are very love it, include me. I never eat my chicken, my Kokok Blanket chicken. So we give the another person maybe. So no, the farmer have make a selection to Kokok Blanket Chicken, so the pedigree maybe have have crow, the male or have the crow because make a selection about the parents, sako. Maybe it's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, does it answer your question, Prof. Maria? Okay, thank you. Now the second terms, we will answer the question from the online. There are 2 persons who also, one of them addressed 1 question, and both questions for Dr. Alex. The first one from Turma Pasaribu. Which one do you think the best one between polyphenol, terpenoids, alkaloid, and saponin on chicken performance as AGP substitution?
That is difficult. Oh, yeah, that is difficult, truly. Yeah, because when you look at polyphenol, polyphenol is well known because of their anti-inflammatory properties, their antioxidative properties, and they work perfectly well when it comes to that. And when you look at saponins, you are talking of immunomodulatory properties that they possess in terms of supporting the immune function better. And this is also a route to having higher performance. And so alkaloid also, terpenoids also. So they all have. I'm not going to say one. It's even good that you combine all of them together so that you have a synergistic combination whereby you exert more effect. So it's dicey for me to say it is polyphenol. No, but yeah, polyphenol is well known more than most of them when it comes to reducing methane, reducing ammonia. You're talking of saponin now, even than issue of polyphenol. So in one way or the other. So yeah, they go hand in hand. So one phytomolecule is not the best. So combining them together and leveraging on their synergism will be the best option.
Okay, thank you for your first answer. And the second from Tati Suteki. Based on your experience, which pathogenic feed additive improves the feed efficiency while simultaneously reducing methane emission?
Well, okay, we are now going out of poultry because if we want to talk of methane emission now, we'll be focusing much more on ruminants. Yeah, than poultry. Yeah, so but if we are talking of poultry, we'll be talking of ammonia emission. Yeah, well, for that of ruminants, there have been established facts with polyphenols, so and also with saponins in that area. But of recent now, we talk about the bioactive properties in seaweed that is working very greatly. So you talk about bromophone, so which is in seaweed, and that can reduce methane greatly to around 70–80%. But the challenge with the use of some of the seaweed is the bromophone content, which can be transferred via milk and is poisonous to human at a certain level of concentration. So this is why seaweed, to a certain extent, is not yet being fully encouraged to be used because of the transfer of bromophone from milk to human, and it's not good for human health. There is a level of concentration of bromophone in milk that is acceptable. So yeah, polyphenol, in our company also we have a product that we have seen how it's a polyphenol-based product, how it has been able to reduce methane emission at least up to like 20%. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I hope that the boss of question has satisfied the questioner. Okay, I think only one minute left for us. Probably this is for me. I would like also to ask a question for you. And is there any product available from the pathogenic, probably in German or in Europe, yeah, that is available for increasing the performance of the poultry?
Yeah, there are so many, and I come from a company that I work with a company that that is part of our expertise. We produce feed additive, and part of it also, we have phytogenic products, and we are also working actively in Indonesia, where we have our products that we have introduced to farmer, and we have conducted trials also here in Indonesia in dairy farms with high milk yields that we have recorded, and also in poultry as well. So yeah, we have in our company, we have, if you want to learn more about this, Pack a Meal that we came together, knows much about our products, and so we have a distributor here also in Indonesia distributing our product here.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Alex. Now we come to the end of this discussion. We are very grateful to the three presenters who have answered and give us some explanations about their field of studies. And then I hope also everybody satisfies with this discussion and answer from the three presenters. I think this is the end, and before this, let us give them applause for this. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next session.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this insightful session, we would like to extend our sincere appreciation to our distinguished invited speakers for the outstanding presentation and valuable knowledge shared with all participants today. Your expertise and contribution have truly enriched this academic forum. We would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our moderator, Professor Yose Rizal, for excellently guiding and moderating the session in such a professional and engaging manner. At this moment, as token of appreciation and gratitude, we would like to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science, Professor Mardiati Zain, to present plugs to our distinguished invited speakers. For Professor Firda Arlina, Professor James Halliward, Dr. Temitope Alex Aloba, as well as our moderator, Professor Yose Rizal, please come forward. All right, so for the first plug, will be given to Professor James Halliward. The second plugs will be given to Dr. Temitope Alex Aloba. Next, the third plugs will be given to Professor Firda Arlina. And the last plugs will be given to our moderator, Professor Yose Rizal. All right, while waiting for the plugs for Professor Yose Rizal, let's us have a photo session together with the Dean of Faculty of Animal Science and Universitas Andalas. As mentioned it before, I will guide you for 4 style pose. For the first pose is formal pose in 3, 2, and 1. The second pose is Universitas Andalas greeting. Unan, U for Unan, unggul in 3, 2, and 1. The third pose is Minangkabau greetings in 3, 2, and 1. And the last one is freestyle or free pose. Please say mangga and give your best smile to the camera. 3, 2, and 1, mangga. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the next session, all participants will be divided into 2 parallel sessions. We kindly invite everyone to process to the respective rooms that have been assigned according to the schedule and arrangement provided by the committee. Please follow the direction from the organizing committee members for your convenience. Thank you for your kind cooperation.